Good afternoon. Welcome to Once Upon a Roll. Today we will be jumping back into our Eden campaign. Last we had left off, you had prepared for this party, this gathering, get together in honor of your accomplishments, your deeds, your triumph over Brilgern, the frozen tyrant, the ancient white dragon, one of the children of the Scourge, now felled. This gathering is being taking place at one of the inner circle of the Chromatic Regent, Advisor Nightriver, the Black Dragonborn in charge of the espionage and intelligence gathering sector of the Draconian Diarchy. Here, to enjoy the amenities, the food, the drink, but also to potentially put to rest some suspicions, some concerns. You guys had been beset, taken unawares, ambushed almost by Brilgern at the bridge that Advisor Nightriver had sent you to scout out, and it was a little bit suspicious. Thinking that maybe he or someone, if not him, was leaking information to the enemy, to the children of the Scourge, giving away where you would be and about when. So, with some strings pulled and manipulated by Lord Sirius Fang to have Nightriver being the host of this event, you are now at the party. You have mingled a bit with both the host and some of the guests. And you are looking for potential finds. Something that might say whether or not Nightriver is in fact working with the enemy. At the moment, Era, you had just gotten done getting a little bit of a tour of the kitchen, giving your compliments to the chef. Durand, Elevorn, you are sat in a rather large sitting room, along keeping company with the bottle of Crestfield wine that had been gifted to you. A nice reminder of home. What's up?
We're by the stairs.
You're by the stairs now. Right, because you had gone to offer some food to the guard that was standing by the stairs to, just give some appreciation to his work and vigilance and diligence throughout the evening. Just so happens to be at the same time that an invisible Astalos crept by and snuck up the stairs, a intentionally, deliberately roped off area that is obviously out of bounds for the normal partygoers. However, Astalos, you are ascending the stairs. Elevorn, Durand, you had noticed the little footfalls in the carpet, almost imperceptible if you're not looking for it. As he ascends the stairs, gets to an area on the second floor where there's like a balcony overlooking the main foyer. And then at the top of the stairs, Astalos, you have halls extending in either direction that lead from you guys' view on the first floor behind walls into other sections of that second floor. So that's where we are now. Elevorn, Durand, you have received thanks from the guard for the food, the little snack, and he returns to his post, standing, just watching the partygoers, keeping an eye on the boundary that he is posted there to enforce. So, we'll jump in with you, Astalos. The second floor is dimly lit. There are very sparse candles lit, just enough for vision, not nearly as brightly and well lit as the downstairs area or even the garden. But you have the hall stretching off in both directions. You can see closed doors on either side. They look fairly similar, with the exception of certain pieces of art hanging on the walls, or different slight differences in decor, but nothing at a glance that would tell you that either one is a more important direction than the other.
Okay. And the corridor is to the left or to the right, right?
There are two halls.
Yeah.
You're at the top of the stairs right now. You're at the top of the stairs. On either side of the stairs, there are railings that extend, that like protect you from falling off into the floor below, where you can see Durand and Elevorn and the rest of the party goers. So you're like on a balcony overlooking the rest of the interior of the home. If you got to the top of the stairs and then branched off either left or right, you would be following those railings until they reached a wall where the hallway would continue on, and you would no longer be able to see the rest of the downstairs.
Okay, so
basically it's left or right.
Alright.
Or so you're still invisible. You have been for about 10 minutes now.
Alright, so I guess I will just again communicate to everybody. I've made it to the second floor. I'm going to continue to investigate, and I'm going to go towards the left.
Okay. Durand, Elevorn Era, you receive this message. Astalos, as you make your way to the left, you see various portraits, paintings of some you recognize as Nightriver, alongside others. Some seem to be maybe members of his circle, people that he works with, maybe family. Some other pieces are just of landscapes. Mostly nondescript hills, mountains, areas that, well, make a nature check for me.
Okay. That's 19.
19.
Yeah.
You don't recognize any of these places, like, specifically, but the terrain, the way that it looks, the types of greenery, trees, bushes, and the general shape of a mountainscape in the background of this painting. This is something from that you have seen before. It's a landscape that you would be used to seeing before the Children of the Scourge attacked, back when you were living in Lord Fang's estate. So, not on this side of Draconia, but on the traditionally chromatic side of Draconia.
Would you look at that?
Continuing on, you are coming up on the first of about 3 doors that you can see. You also notice that there is an additional hall that kind of loops back towards the front of the house.
So there's 3 doors that are like
There's-
regular doors, and then one extra door that loops back
There's
around.
3 doors there's 3 doors that you can see in this hallway.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Alright, so that cute little guy there is you, Astalos. I don't think you see it. You went that way, so you can see there's doors in front of you, and then there's another hall that leads back towards like the front of the house. That's a hallway there. You don't know what's over there right now.
Okay. And at this point, I'm out of the regular general view of everybody else?
Yes, there are walls on either side of you. Behind you, a few, like the few dozen feet that you've walked, maybe, are the stairs that would open up to the rest. But right now, you have walls on either side of you. You are alone on this floor, as far as you can tell. And yeah, if you were to drop invisibility right now, you are not in direct line of sight of anybody.
Okay. Well, what I would try to do is, I guess as discreetly as possible, or maybe just try to see if I can hear anybody on the other side of the doors, but I would try to just maybe see and open all the doors as they go through, just very carefully, maybe listen to see if I hear any movement inside the door.
Alright, so first off, make a perception check, please.
Okay. That is a 22.
Okay, so pausing for a moment by the first door and just taking a moment to calm yourself and focus on what you can hear. You lean close to the door and you hear no signs of movement or other people. After a few moments, you go and you try that door and it is locked.
Okay.
Are you going to each door in succession? Or are you going to do something about this locked door?
I'll probably just go to the next one.
Okay. You go to the next door, and you try the handle, and it also appears locked. However, it doesn't seem like the door itself was closed all the way. So while you can't turn the handle, the door itself does give to a slight push, and the room opens up to you. Looking in, it appears to be a small sitting room of sorts. As you open the door, there is a large, like floor-to-ceiling. There are large floor-to-ceiling windows that let moonlight in. So while there's no candlelight or anything in this room, the natural lighting does illuminate the area. You can see that there are a few small, nice looking comfortable chairs, each of them with their own little end table. You can see what looks like where some might enjoy cigars and stuff of the like. There are empty, clean wine glasses positioned next to every table. Positioned on every table, and along one of the walls is a bookcase. Looking in, you can also see that there are a pair of chiseled statues of some dragonborn that you don't immediately recognize.
Just one chiseled statue?
There's one on either side of the room, and they are of different entities, but you don't recognize them.
Hmm. Okay, I'd like to try and examine the statues.
Okay. You go ahead and make a history check, please.
That's 17.
Okay. One of them looks familiar. You're not too knowledgeable on the grand history of Draconia, but this is fairly recent, well before you were here, but within the past half century. From the time that you had spent growing up, studying, learning with Lord Feng, you do recognize this individual as what would have been a black dragonborn, and was the previous king of the chromatic dragonborn before the current chromatic regent. This was the king of the chromatic dragonborn prior to the merger of the chromatic and metallic societies and the formation of the diarchy, as that is a very recent pact between the two sides of Draconia. From what you can see, looking around the statue, it doesn't appear like it's anything other than a normal statue.
And then if I so as I'm looking around it, did I touch it at all or no?
Do you want to touch it?
How menacing.
You
Yeah,
tell me
sure.
what you're doing.
Sure.
So what, you're just rubbing your hands all up and down? Are you looking for something? What are you
I'm just trying to like fiddle with it to see if maybe it's
hiding something?
connected, hiding something else. Yeah.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. That is a 15.
15. Examining the statue closer, it really does seem like it's just a normal statue. Though, as you kind of crouch down, you do see something that interests you, sort of behind, near the base of the statue. You can see the statue itself is pushed right up against the wall. At least the base of it is. And there does seem to be a portion of this statue, of the base, that is not part of the original craftsmanship. You can see that there's a slight area where you can see like a cutout in the stone, and a different type of stone, although very similar, is resting there, almost like you feeling it, you could maybe push in on this area, though what it does, you're not sure.
Let's push it, I guess.
Okay. push the indent down, and on the other side of the door, you hear a click. Something unlatching. Not outside the room, but by on the other side of the door, I mean there's one statue on this side, there's inside of the room on the other side of the door. So the other side of the room that you're in right now. You push on this statue and you hear something coming from near that other statue that's positioned on the other side of the door.
Oh, okay. Let's walk over to the other statue then.
Okay. You walk over to the other statue, and it is another Dragonborn. This one, however, with your history check, you do not recognize. They appear to be female, but you're unsure of who they are, and having not examined this statue before, you're not sure if you're not immediately aware of any sort of if something changed with that sound that you heard, that unlatching mechanical clicking sound that you heard. You're not sure if anything has changed with the statue itself, so looking over it, you can see it is, I said, a woman seems to be wearing some sort of robes or dress, and the hands are clasped one over the other, kind of resting just around the abdomen area. Looking further in towards the room, seems to be looking towards just kind of a little off towards the side, a very sort of regal pose that she is in.
So she's looking somewhere?
So the hands are clasped kind of like this, about at the abdomen area, and the statue, when looking directly on, is the head is slightly tilted, looking off towards. It's not looking straight on with the observer. Like I said, you're not sure if that's how it was before or not, because you didn't examine the statue before. You just went around pressing buttons.
True. I probably should have done that. Am I able to look towards the same direction that the statue is looking at to see if I see anything where it's like
So setting yourself up with the statue and looking at the the line of sight, it seems to be looking, well, if it was looking at anything, it would be towards one of the bookshelves in the room.
Okay. Guess I will try to walk towards the bookshelf and see if there's anything that tells me that that's where I need to go. Maybe, look through the books, see if there's any like false switches, or if I see anything like it's, it could be detached from the wall slightly, or if there's anything like maybe a secret door behind it.
Alright, so you're still invisible, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so you go up to that bookshelf and you're going and starting to examine that. And while you're doing that, the party continues downstairs. Era, you have just finished your little tour with Advisor Nightriver. You are back in the party, dressed to the nines as you are, still getting stopped occasionally by the other denizens of the party to either offer their thanks or just make small talk. You can see Elevorn and Durand through the crowd as they do stand out a little bit. Though Elevorn and Durand, you don't have to. You're not still hanging out with the guard, are you? What would you guys have done once Astalos let you know that he's upstairs?
Just kind of. We're practically on. I mean, the way I'm taking it, we're practically on standby. So just mingling, especially after that message.
Okay. So just blend in.
Yeah.
Staying in the house. You guys have been, as the night kind of goes on and the minutes following Astalos's message, like, you do know that this event is taking place in basically 3 different areas of the estate. There's the interior that all 3 of you are currently in. There's the front garden and the rear garden. You've yet to be to the rear garden yet, but it's up to you what you guys want to do, where you want to position yourselves.
There's another garden?
You had seen that from the garden that it went around the side of the estate, like there's a path leading around, and from where you are when you had gone to the stairs, there are sort of archways that lead towards the rear of the house past where that dining area is, and the dining area does lead to the back of the house, and you could see through windows and such just glimpses of that back area. You can see it's well lit back there, and there do seem to be individuals congregating in that area as well.
Okay, well, I think that it might be good. Let's see. How do I do it? Okay, so I just kind of quietly, I don't know where Era is or anything, so I'm just gonna be like, maybe it'd be better if we're all in different places, because then we could say Astalos is, elsewhere. Like, I'll tell them that he's near you, you tell them that he's near me, and I'll be back in the garden, and that way we cover for him if we need to, right?
Sure then. I'll try to be the closest.
You guys want to try to find each other? All 3 of you?
Might be better to go over the plan quickly with everybody instead of trying to discreetly use my bracelet in front of everybody.
Okay, so
Question: considering that people were coming up to Era, thanking her, or whatever the case may be, is Nightriver still around, or did he go elsewhere while I?
afterwards he said, that he didn't want to keep you from the rest of the guests here, and that once everything kind of started to find its level and calm down, that maybe later on in the evening he would give you and the others a tour of his personal collection of alcohol and liqueurs and wines and whatnot, as you had asked. So right now he is not with you, no.
Arrow's probably wants a bit of kind of peace and quiet, but she's going to go. She's actually going to head towards back outside to the front garden.
Okay. So it is much more sparsely populated than it was at the beginning of the evening. You see, most people have migrated to either inside or to the rear garden itself. So there are very few individuals out here, maybe a half dozen at most, and a lot of them seem to be enjoying drinks together, sitting on some of the many stone benches near fountains and other nice displays of flowers and hedges and whatnot. So you're able to get some breathing room. The cool, crisp draconian air welcomes you.
I guess I would try to find one of the like stone benches, maybe not occupied by anyone nearby, and then I'll use the bracelet and update everyone where I'm at.
Okay. So after hearing this message, Duran and Elavorn, you both get the message and both share a look that acknowledges that you both got the message.
Oh, I also secured a private tour of his collection, and really wasn't mind. Well, you know, later, of course.
So Duran and Elavorn, what are you two doing?
I guess I'll just head towards the back garden then, since Air's in the front garden, we know where she is, and, you know, I'll just kind of be, you know, quietly telling Theron this.
Okay. As you head towards, well, anything, Durant, before I guess you and Elavorn split up?
Not particularly, no. Sticking around here.
Okay. So, Elavorn, as you head towards the back garden, you begin to hear the sound of just gentle, calm music being played just to give a sort of ambiance. It's nowhere near like music to dance to, but it's just a nice, relaxing atmosphere tone setter. You get to the back and you can see that it seems like a lot of the guests have come to this part. There are many different tables set up with what seem to be more assortments of food and drink, large bowls of drink with very fancy looking ladles in them, beautiful ice sculptures as centerpieces within them, keeping them nice and cool, and lots of mingling.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And what is this? I have to go ask somebody about this. Or, I mean, what do you do? I guess you just use the thing and put it. I'm going to get some of the juice bowl thing.
Juice bowl thing. Okay.
Yes, it's too weird not to.
Alright, so you go and you get some drink from juice bowl thing. Or you go up to, and there are servants, attendants that assist you in doing it, and they... a drink, ma'am.
A drink. Okay, yes. What is this?
This is a very light liqueur of cherry and lime.
Ah, it's fruit. Yes. How do you... I mean, it's too big to pick up.
Well, let me get you a glass and show you then. Takes out basically like a flute glass and takes the ladles and pours it expertly to where it's about a third to a half full, and twirls it slightly and hands it to you.
Well, thank you. That was magical.
It's my pleasure.
I'm still looking at the bowl and looking at the glass, and then I'm trying to swirl it a little and just start sipping it. Thank you again, and walk away.
Yeah. So it does have a slight bite of alcohol, but for the most part, it's just pretty sweet. It tastes like juice more than anything.
I'm gonna finish it and ask him for another.
All right. Could you please make a Constitution check for me? That was quick. Yummy juice.
A check, you said, right?
Yes, not a saving throw, a check.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is a... Yeah, that's a 6.
Very good. Keep that in mind. So, you have your second drink and you get maybe it halfway down before you start to feel like, wait, this juice is... something's going on. Have you been poisoned? What? This isn't normal juice, Elevon. And while you're able to maintain your smile and composure, you do get that nice light-headed feeling, and you are a bit tipsy. Maybe a bit further than a bit tipsy. And as you are looking down at the drink, as your lips start to go just a bit numb, a green dragonborn approaches you. She comes up and she's wearing a slightly darker green than her scale colors dress, trimmed with a very royal blue color. She's wearing nice jewelry around her neck, ears, rings, and she smiles. Good evening, Elevon. We're so glad you could make it. I have not had the opportunity to introduce myself to you or your friends before, so allow me to do so now. My name is Verdant. I am one of the advisors to Lord Pyrrhus.
Oh, it is nice to meet you. Also, your dress is pretty, and you're very sparkly.
Why, thank you. You look very nice yourself. I hope you wouldn't mind if I could bother you for a moment of conversation.
I am not bothered.
Well, excellent. If you could care to join us, there are many people that I'm sure would be very happy to make your acquaintance. And she takes a step back and gestures towards other individuals that are standing around that either nod or hold up drinks to you, and she leads the way.
We're following.
Okay. So within a small exchange back and forth, you learn that she is one of the 5 advisors to the Chromatic Regent, and her detail oversees diplomatic affairs, mostly internal. But she is far more interested in you. It's not often that anyone accomplishes such an amazing feat as you did. I am more curious, though, as to why. This is not you're home, you are not from here, certainly there is some other reason, motivation, for putting your life in such danger.
Before we got here, when we got to Draconia, Drillheim was in ruins, and people were hiding in a cave, afraid to leave. It was terrible. It's like you can't see people like suffering and having trouble and just not try to do something. And once we got further inland, there's refugees everywhere. Everybody is headed here because nowhere is really safe.
She nods. That much is certainly true. And I am sorry that your first impression of our proud nation is what it was. But with work time, I do believe we will see this through.
Oh,
And
don't misunderstand. It wasn't negative or not good. It was just, sometimes bad things happen,
that is a way to put it, yes. To believe the current circumstances are a tad more complicated than that, but it could very well be boiled down to that. Well, I just wanted to let you know that I do appreciate what you have done, and I would be interested in those that you had seen, the ones that you saw as refugees. How are people doing in Drillheim? What was it like there exactly? You have not been in our country for long, but surely you have. I would like to know more of what things are like outside of Metachroma. And you can go into as much detail or not as about that as you want, Elephorn. You tell her what you've seen.
Oh, I would tell her about everything probably because, I'm talkative and, also a little tipsy. So I'll just be probably telling her all
Gotcha.
about the town and that I don't know the name of, that Marcantra,
Mm-hmm.
flew over and, killed everybody in, and then, basically everything.
Alright.
And also, what? Oh yeah, the ones in Drillheim. There were weird stones stacked up everywhere in Drillheim. We don't know what that was about, but
It's certainly something. Can you make a charisma check for me, please?
that's a 16.
16. Someone interjects. Mysterious stones in Drillheim, you say? Wow.
Yeah, they were in all houses. I mean, because first we didn't know where everybody was, and so we just kept finding these piles of meticulously stacked stones everywhere. I don't know why.
That sounds odd. And this happened after the attacks on Drillheim?
It was after. There was nobody there, so we were
attacks.
looking for people.
So we heard of Drillheim. We had gotten reports of it a few weeks back when some of the survivors made their way here. But to know that there were attacks, the city evacuated, And these stones were left. This must mean something. I wonder if we have anyone looking into that. I would be curious. I'm sorry, and he introduces himself as one who works for Advisor Ori Crypt, the Copper Dragonborn, the historian and scholar. We haven't had anyone over there yet to examine these and try to find whether they have any meaning, any reference, any sort of ties back to, well, whoever orchestrated the attack. That could be very useful. And the conversation continues. Drunk Elevorn, kind of drunk Elevorn, captivating the audience.
But also, like, I would probably make it a point to be like saying like how nice people are and how we found little kids too, and we helped them kind of, or try to,
Nice.
just.
So you do end up garnering more of a crowd than you had initially walked into. Durand. You just kind of loitering? Hanging out?
What do you have to put
Find a nice wall to lean up against and
Yeah. Exactly. That exactly.
Alright. As you are just watching everybody walk by, you're kind of holding the on the table next to you. You find a table and a nice section of wall to stake your claim and call your own. You have the bottle of Crestfield wine that was gifted to you there, and a little wine glass of it that you have been periodically sipping and making progress towards finishing. Just watching the party go.
I suppose I'd be focusing. This is where close to the area where Asos had kind of entered. If anybody is maybe moving upstairs with a hurry or something along those lines, just kind of keep an eye out for that.
Okay. Make a perception check. So you're keeping it within visual range, but you're also, I think, trying to keep distance from it, right? Is that what you're saying?
Of course, yeah. Not trying to make it too obvious.
Yeah.
22.
22. All right. So with that perception, you don't see anybody heading towards the stairs or heading up the stairs with any sort of urgency in the immediate time. Though you do see a small group of what seem to be not associated with the advisory or their circles, but just draconian nobility. The way the dangling gold and silver jewelry off of their wrists. A small group of maybe 3, maybe middle-aged, maybe a bit older lady dragonborn that are talking amongst themselves and occasionally casting glances your way.
Okay.
After 3-4 minutes, you still notice this, and you've kind of stopped casting glances that way. Occasionally, the glances lined up and You make eye contact with one of them. But the 3 women approach you, or begin to approach you. You can see them walking towards you.
Yeah.
You have time to make an escape if you want to. They're coming right now. You're kind of near a corner. They're coming from like the main hall area, and in front of you in the other direction is where the sitting area that you had sat down and spoke with Nightriver is, and there is a small crowd of people there. It's up to you.
Trying to think. What would he do?
Time slows down.
Yeah, literally.
Duran's inner monologue kicks in. What do I do? They've seen me. They're coming straight towards me. I could slip into the crowd. But would they know? Did they know that I noticed them? Would it be insulting? What do I do?
I'll stay.
Alright. So they approach you. Good evening there. Duran, is it not?
Good evening, yeah. Round it is.
I was speaking with my fellow ladies here, and we could not come to an agreement. Maybe a question you could answer to settle our curiosities.
Sure, if I could. But anyway. See, my friend here, she doesn't... she believes that you're from one area in Draconia, and I believe you're from another, and still yet our third friend here, she doesn't think you're from Draconia at all. Now that I get a better look at you, I do believe that I am more correct than either of these 2 ladies, so you are from the north, aren't you? The other 2 are looking and still waiting. I don't remember this map.
Where's my map?
Yeah.
Map. Duran doesn't know his cardinal directions.
I'm the map.
I'm the map.
It's
okay, I have a hard time remembering the map too.
Am I in the north? I don't think so.
But it's sideways.
Yeah,
sideways.
Turning my head looking at it.
Oh, it's somewhere in there. I know I'm to the west.
Here it is.
Am I that up north?
You're there? That island? Inlet? Islet?
That is land. And somewhere around here is Astalos. That's Duran. And this is where you guys are right now.
Where's Era's sister?
That's where you this is where you fought Brilgurn. Yeah, like there ish.
Where's
This
Era's
is
sister?
where Era's sister is, somewhere around this area.
My god.
That's Talendor. Right here. Drillheim is up here. Yeah, this is Ulhar Oryx. While still technically a part of the chromatic side of Draconia, your clan was never really part of any of those sort of politics. You were definitely your own entity.
I'm surprised she got it right. Taking a moment to think about where that would be. Yeah, you're right.
She gives a little smug smile to her friends. Well, I do thank you for settling that for us, but I couldn't help but notice that you've been standing here on your own for quite some two I hope you would not mind the company. There are many here that are certainly curious about you and your friends, and what it is that you had done to get here. And, well, I'm sure we are no different, so if it is no bother.
No, it's no bother. That's fine. I don't mind the company.
Okay. They go on to ask you a variety of questions concerning, Brilgern and your part in the whole taking her down thing. So you must be quite the warrior then.
I won't be modest in this particular situation. Probably yes.
There's certainly a time for modesty, but also it is no flaw at all to acknowledge one's strengths. One of the other ladies speaks up. Though she is not here right now, if you're going to be in Metachroma for some time, I do have a daughter that I would love for you to meet.
Water, I mean, sure, I'd probably be around here. Maybe,
Fantastic. That's wonderful. We could. So we could set up a time. I have a place not too far outside of the Sovereign Spire. If we could set up a time and you can come do lunch.
Oh, lunch, like, they don't need anything in particular? Well, if it's just lunch, I guess.
Wonderful. And I have to... I'll have someone find you. At least if you're going to be in the city. I'm sure that there will be people that... Well, hard for someone like you to hide. Especially considering you're a bit of a local celebrity now, if not a national one. She will be absolutely thrilled. Thank you.
Of course, I'm glad I could help in any way that I can.
And with that, I bid you a good evening and hope that you enjoy the rest of your night. And the three of them head off, gossiping all the while.
Here.
Alright. Sitting out in the front garden is Era. Just kind of people watching when a voice from behind, maybe a foot over your shoulder.
What are you doing out here all by yourself?
Walking around the stone bench to your side is the blue dragonborn advisor Tempest.
Would you mind if I sit, Era?
Are you muted, Era?
Are you muted, Era? Don't be shy, girl.
No, I wasn't muted. It's my potato meter. I'm sorry. Era isn't sure if she hit her expression too well. She was really enjoying like just having the calmness for a moment. Despite her liking the attention, she just needed a moment of silence. So she kind of like, she doesn't roll her eyes exactly, but she's just like, ugh, another one. But then she didn't recognize Tempest's voice right away, but when she looks at him, she's like, oh, no, I don't mind. I was just enjoying the quietness for a bit. Sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming.
He nods, and I understand that all too well. And he takes a seat. So, I'll get right to the chase and let you get back to enjoying your quiet. I have a question for you. And it concerns one of your friends. More recent friend, I'm aware, but I was hoping maybe you could shed some light on this question I've had for some time. In your brief interactions with the young man, Astalos, did anything come up about his benefactor? The Cirrus Fang. You see, he is quite the anomaly, quite the interesting fellow, and well, I was just wondering if he had any idea who he is.
You mentioned concern. Is there a reason to be concerned?
Not concern, more curiosity. See, clearly the man's not dragonborn, that much is obvious, but, well, what is he? Is he a human, half-elf, elf? I'm just curious, is all. You see, I am fairly new to the role of advisor. But Lord Fang has been around for quite some time. At the very least, he's been around since before the current Nightriver, even before the diarchy. And yet, precious few, if any, know anything about him. So I was just wondering if, in any sort of conversation you had with Astalos, any sort of information as to that has come up or not.
Era's kind of wishing her wine before taking a sip. She's actually, I think this is her first time knowing that, so she's not even sure herself. I didn't really have the opportunity to ask him, but even I didn't know that.
Huh. Well, I don't wish to keep you from your silence. Do you know where Astalos is? I can ask him myself and let you be before you are beset by others seeking your attention and time.
No, of course, definitely. I can go get him for you as well. But you mentioned that you were recently new to the role of advisor as well. How did you come to gain such a title? If you don't mind sparing some moment to talk yourself.
Oh, not a problem. It is simply a matter of nothing spectacular. Worked my time under the previous Tempest. Was found to be the most fitting for the role as he moved on.
What was his name?
Well, he was Tempest. We assume the name as we take the role. As he was Tempest, as now I am, as will be the next, and as was there one since the 5 advisors were conceptualized.
So 5 advisors. I'm not sure if I remember them all. Hold on, give me a moment. I'm gonna take out my little book of notes and just flip through the pages. Could you well actually give me one moment. I'm gonna send a message to Astalos. When you have a moment, I'm by the garden. I'd have someone who'd love to have a conversation with you if you can meet up with me soon. Anyways, now that that's over and he's going to be here on the way, you can tell me a little bit more about the advisors. I'd love to know more. Starting with their names.
Can you make a deception check for me, please, Sarah?
Deception? What do you mean?
As she's making that deception check, I would have heard that she sent me a message, right? She didn't
Yes.
use the bracelet. So I would just hit the bracelet. I'm like, as you're well aware, I'm a little busy at the moment. Could you stall them?
Well, the message, what was that, like a sending spell era? Or do you
I
have
use
message?
descending.
Yeah.
Now, I think message is only if they're visible, right?
Oh, sending, yeah, sorry.
I
Yeah.
think I don't think they have to be visible, but they do have to be within a certain range.
120 feet. You point to a creature toward or within a range.
Yeah, you don't know where exactly he is, so you couldn't point towards
then
him. So
it
it would have to
be-
be sending, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant to say sending then. So it would be a sending spell. And then for you said deception?
Deception, yes.
Disgrace.
No.
15.
What was it?
15? 15.
15? Okay. Alright. You can see very briefly this little bit of displeasure on Tempest's face, but not wishing to be rude. Of course, there are 5 advisors for our Crown Regent. Well, each regent has their own circle of advisors. I am part, kind of gesturing towards himself and his skills, of the Chromatic Regent's inner circle. There is myself, Advisor Tempest. I oversee the arcane studies thereof and its implementation into the diarchy. There is Advisor Ignis. He is the military commander. Advisor Nightriver, you are well acquainted with him, I believe. Advisor Frostbite is the one who oversees the local defenses of Draconia cities. When you toured our little facility earlier, it is his men on the ground that we work with to ensure the safety of our citizens.
Oh, you mean when
lastly,
we first came to Metchroma?
No, when you got back. the area where you saw our surveillance team.
Ah, right, the tower thing. Gotcha.
Yes. And lastly, as part of the Chromatic Circle, there is Advisor Verdant, and she oversees diplomatic relations and internal affairs.
Interesting. And you said Nightriver has been here before the diarchy. So before, what, the advisors? And... Sorry, I'm just scribbling
there
this.
were advisors, that is... Before the diarchy, there was... Well, we had our two separate kingdoms, the chromatic and the metallic. And, well, we didn't quite get along that well, you could say. In forging the diarchy, we took essentially our two governments and found a way for them to merge into one. It is still a test. It's only been as it is for 20 short years, so we're trying to make it work as best we can. Nightriver, he's been around as long as the diarchy has. It was Lord Fang that had his position stretching back before the merger. One of many. I do believe the previous Nightriver quitted his title due to the prospect of peace with the metallics. There were many that were opposed to the formation of the diarchy, you see. I assume on both sides, though I can only speak for where I come from.
And you're from, what was it, this side? Sorry, I know it's a lot of questions, but
No,
do you have an interest overall?
I'm from the chromatic side.
Looks at his scales,
Oh.
look at him.
Yes. Though I was very fresh in my role as one of the advisors' circles when the treaty was formed 20 years ago.
Even 20 years ago seems pretty recent. I imagine there are
Incredibly
not
so.
many that...
We've had a number of issues to quell, especially in the first years after the peace, after the treaty. Naming Metachroma itself as the capital of the diarchy, that was something that took some fighting for on both sides, as I'm sure you'd imagine.
What was before Metchroma being the capital, I mean?
Metachroma had always been the capital of, well, it wasn't Metachroma at the time, but of the metallic kingdom. So we had to acquiesce. Certain negotiations, barters, agreements were made when deciding on what would be the capital of the diarchy. We chromatics ceded to allow Metachroma to be named the capital in exchange for some other arrangements. I'm not too familiar with all of the details of that accord, as politicking isn't really my interest in that regard, anyway. Did Astalos get back to you? Where is he? This estate is not that large.
Not I would hate to bother him. He's probably beset by many others. Just, do you know where he is? I will find him. I don't wish to bother him to come out here to me. It's certain it is his day, after all. Who am I to request him to walk to me? That is quite rude of me. I apologize. And he stands up.
How do you feel about it personally, though? About the fall of the dragon? And the state of how Mekroma is now?
About the fall of Brilkan. That is nothing. There's nothing negative about that. That is only good. Absolutely. And Mekroma, as it is now, is, well, as far as we know, one of, if not the final bastion of our kind, both metallic and chromatic. The rest of our people scattered, mostly undefended. Cities, towns, villages lay to waste by the dragons, but Metchroma stands. And it is from Metchroma that we will undo all of these horrors beset upon us by those creatures, by the children and their minions.
If you'd like, I can go look for him. He didn't exactly tell me where he was, but he did mention he was. And I kind of look around. Sure, no one's nearby. I mean, I think he ate something he was allergic to, so he's stuck in the bathroom.
Oh. Alright. I'll send. Go ahead and make another deception check, please.
5.
5. Okay. He looks at you and... Well, if he is, as you say, if he's having troubles, then we should not disturb him, and I do not wish to remove you from your quiet, so I do thank you for your time, Era, and of course for all that you have done for the Diarchy thus far. Good evening. And he turns and starts to walk towards the building, towards the house. As you sit watching him, can you make a perception check for me? As he gets to about 10, 15 feet away. Strolling casually.
Use the perception?
Yes, please.
5.
Oh my god. Me van a matar?
You don't notice anything weird about him other than, like, you're watching, you don't see or hear anything. Though, as he's walking towards the house, he does look up towards the roof, towards some window on the other floor, and you can see his gate like hesitate for a fraction of a second before continuing inside.
I'm gonna use the bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
Once he's like out of the earshot away, maybe even inside at that point.
Sure.
It looks like Tempest was looking for you. Had some questions about Lord Fang. So I'm not sure if my story convinced him, but I would hurry up. And I'm gonna go away. Not away, actually. I'm actually gonna go towards just a group of people and just kind of mingle, but keeping an eye out, I guess.
Okay. So all of you hear this. Durand, within moments of hearing the message via the bracelet, you do see Tempest walk into the main foyer, the front foyer of the house. Could you make a perception check, please?
$15.
Okay. You see him pause as he gets in, and he nods, smiles, and greets another party goer, and then he turns and just scans the area. Looking at his eyes, you can see that there's a very faint glow of magic. And he looks towards the stairs and up. Towards the second floor. Chuckles to himself slightly and continues heading more inward towards the house. Further into the house.
Yeah, I can. I'll pull up the bracelet and say, yeah, Tempest, he's here. He may have noticed something. I don't know what he can do. I was looking upstairs.
Oh no! I jump up. If I was sitting down with people, I absolutely have to have Duran taste this. And I rush off to the bar table to get more cup.
Okay.
This juice is amazing.
So, I love when you start running back into the house.
I have to get the juice first.
Okay, so you head to the juice and you... Okay. So, because you finished your second cup, of course. By And so you rush you to get the juice.
2.
Yep. 2? Oh, you need 2. Got it. All right. Astalos, as this is happening, could you make an investigation check, please?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Investigation check, please, as you are in front of the bookshelf that other statue was looking towards.
Ah, yes. Well then. That is a 9.
9. Looking through, there are a number of books. You're trying to see if any of them stand out, but you're not able to discern. There must be a couple hundred books on this shelf, and you start kind of pulling some out, but they just appear to be they're just books. You're not getting, and you're not really seeing anything. The conversations, the talk coming from the bracelet that you can hear telepathically is starting to put the pressure on, but you're not able to see anything weird about this bookshelf here. Durand. Or what are you doing, Astalos?
Well, I mean, I would just also communicate back. This is starting to seem like a dead end, but Tempest, he's looking for me. How much time do I got?
I'll respond through the bracelet. Well, I don't have you with him anymore. He already went inside, but I can. I kind of look around on the outside. What time of day is it, anyways?
Oh, it's...
Is it like night or is it like?
It's nighttime. It's nighttime.
Completely night.
It's past sunset. Yeah, the moon, stars are out.
Okay. And then oof.
You can go.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll ask after.
If I could go, I guess I'm gonna start heading towards inside, but at the same time, I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to kind of boom my voice.
Mhm.
For anyone that's interested, we will soon begin to retell the story of how we fell Brill Girl. And I continue saying that as I walk in, but I'm just gonna stay towards the entrance of the inside.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So as you say that, the ones that were outside in the front do and take interest and start to follow you inside. Durand, as you saw Tempest walking further into the house, are you kind of like following him or like staying parallel with him? Because right now he's in like the foyer area. There is a wall that occasionally separates you. There are some ways to get like from that main hall area to you're in like one of the side areas with the sitting room and everything like that, but you can still see into it. I'm just like, are you kind of keeping pace with him, or what are you doing? You're just staying in your corner.
I'll make my way towards wherever he was going, but I'm not trying to make it obvious.
Okay. So you're kind of keeping pace with him. He's heading, it seems, in the direction of the stairs. One second.
Oh. And then I also had that one question.
What's up?
Oh, in the window that's in the room, like, what do I see out of that window? Like, is there anybody else or there, like, where I could technically escape by, like, just, like, misty stepping down or something, or?
It seems like you could, yeah. This window that you're at right now, it does oversee the back of the house. So you can see, looking down, you actually see the rear garden. You can see a anxious, jittery Elavoin waiting at a table as one of the servants, like, kind of just slowly and methodically, carefully pours some drinks into a glass, and then a second, you see her take them and then start to hurry inside.
So nobody's in the rear garden, or just Elevorn's the only person I see in the rear garden? Or
Well,
what kind of
other than
people, or-
there's a bunch of other people, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Looking around, make a perception check. There might be the occasional place where it might be okay to, like, behind a bush, behind like a small tree or something.
Okay. Oh. Well, my dice fell. Hold on.
What's that?
It fell into like the like a random thing, and I'm like, okay, let me just re-roll it. Roll the same thing.
Oh, nice.
It's fate. It's ordained. Okay. So perception. So 14.
Okay, gotcha. So, Durand, you watch as Tempest approaches the guard that is at the stairs, and they start to have a conversation, and the guard looks back up the stairs towards him, and it doesn't seem like he's all too willing to allow Tempest to pass, and Tempest, seems like he's acquiescing. But after a moment of back and forth, you can tell that, he is advisor Tempest. He does pull some weight, so the guard seems like he's asking Tempest to wait a moment, and he starts to head off with leaving Tempest alone just by the rope barrier that guards the upstairs. Tempest turns around and, drink in one hand, just kind of scans the party and seems to be waiting, this small, amused smile on his face. Elevord rushes into the scene as you hear the booming voice of Era announce to the interior of the party that they will be retelling the story of the Battle of Brilgern. What are you guys doing?
Wow, that was loud. Is Duran near the stairs too?
I don't think he's right next to the stairs, because Tempest is right next to the stairs.
Alright, well, I'm just going to... Yeah, I'm gonna run right up to Tempest.
Okay. You rush right up to Tempest, drink in both hands. Face flushed red with alcohol.
No, I don't run right up to him. I run into him with both.
Oh, you run
drinks.
into him. Okay.
Oh no, you're not. Oh, you're a different handsome blue dragonborn. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Your beautiful robes, and I start to cast prestidigitation.
No, it's okay. Duran, you witness all of this.
It's all right. I'll take care of it.
This juice is really good. I feel a little weird though.
Sure it is. Excuse me a moment, please.
He kind of glances up the stairs, but then walks away and heads around the corner in the direction of one of the restrooms, kind of.
I'm just gonna sit down on the floor. Cross-legged.
Amidst shattered glasses and drink.
Oh no.
Can I see them, like all three of them, from where I am?
You can, but a crowd of people is starting to converge around you. You saw this happen, but there are a number of people that have now oh, okay, cool, story time.
How big is the area that we're in on the inside? Like, are the ceilings high, for example?
The ceilings are pretty high. I would say they're probably about 25, 30 feet high.
Okay, can I cast Illusory Dragon in the middle of the room?
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, does it? Hold on.
Hold on.
Everybody's
Hold
gonna
on.
be like,
No. Hold on.
I'll like warn them as I'm casting.
Well, any of your enemies, any of your enemies that can see it. Enemies. Do you have any enemies here?
Not
Just-
right now.
Just Tempest? Oh, Tempest is gone. So, Era, could you make a performance check for me? As you begin to tell the tale and weave the spell. I'm assuming the illusory dragon will take the form or shape, the guise of Brilgern.
Performance.
Yes.
17!
Alright, so, Era, you begin to tell the tale of, well, how you guys confronted and faced Brilgern, maybe with the addendums that you guys have been telling, omitting the role of the White Dragonborn clan.
And exaggerating my part, thank you.
Yeah, very much exaggerating your part. Of course, Era the Dragon Slayer must. The legend must continue. Some servants rush up to help or to clean up the broken glasses and spilled drink around you, Elavorn. As you begin to tell the tale, Era, booming voice and casting the magic and weaving and controlling the form of Brilgern, the circle around you grows wider as the entirety of this central foyer area sort of becomes your stage as you weave the tale of how you fought and overcame Brilgern. Astalos, what are you doing? This was just one of many rooms here. You can hear some sort of commotion going on down the stairs. You even hear what sounds like the roar of a dragon. No idea why.
Yeah, it's just these clicks and stuff, bro. They're so. Alright, so immediately, what in the hell's is going on downstairs with the bracelet?
Mm-hmm.
And then I will ask again, am I out of time? And then as I say that, I'm just trying to throw caution somewhat to the wind and just like start pulling all the books randomly, just like as quickly as I can without like throwing them on the floor.
Without throwing them on the floor? Okay.
Just like going to just because that's what I think. And I'm just waiting for hopefully a reply on like, yeah, we need you down here, or get out of there, or something along those lines, so that I can just try to invisibly Missy step down and try to find a place to, I guess, uninvisible myself and blend back into the crowd if need be.
Alright, so Era's in the middle of all this. Durand, I assume at this point you might have gone up to Elavorn after seeing her run into Tempest and spill her drinks all over him.
Yeah.
Okay. So Elavorn, Durand, you would be the only two that could respond to Astalos in this situation, because Era's in the middle of being a bard, basically.
To say at the very least, he probably knows someone went upstairs. Not sure. I don't know what magic he casted on himself. I don't know. Came up, he looked up, he smirked, and now he's trying to get access to upstairs.
Well, at the moment he's trying to get some drink out of his clothing, and he's not in the immediate vicinity. He walked away in the direction of the bathrooms to...
Elavorn mistakenly spilled something on him, so he was not here. Presumably going to get stuck.
Wonderful.
Right. So, with that...
Is the guard here?
No, the guard had walked away.
Okay.
So now nobody is there but you
we're
two.
wandering
And the
upstairs
servants.
for a
The servant is still there. The servant that's cleaning you, like, the mess up is right there. So you're wandering upstairs?
There's a rope there. That's too hard.
And
I don't think
also everybody is in this area. So the stairs are on one side of this room that Era is giving this performance in.
Okay.
I'm just saying, do you want to try sneaking upstairs?
No, It's
Okay.
fine. I'm not
I'm just
sneaking.
asking.
I'm
Oh.
drunk. Thank you.
Drunk. I just want.
I'm sitting on the floor.
There, so I am excused from any and all crimes, officer. I was drunk. You have no case.
I didn't say that.
All right.
I was saying that maybe I could harmlessly do things, you know, and like not a like directly like I'm trying to whatever. It doesn't. It's fine.
Alright. Astalos. You are randomly pulling books out of this bookcase.
Mhm.
And as you are randomly doing so, something could randomly happen. Astalos. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Excellent. Let's go ahead and take a break.
What? No.
See you guys in a bit. Welcome back. So, Era, you are giving. You're a one-person play right now, entertaining the
Apparently.
masses. Yeah, apparently. As Elavorn is kind of woozy, tipsy on the ground amidst a few pieces of broken glass and spilled drink that on at her side. Astalos upstairs, out of bounds, in a room where he should not be currently, pulling books off of a bookcase in a very random order. You pull one off, Astalos, and it doesn't. It seems to catch on something. It doesn't pull out. It seems to be physically stuck on something, or it seems to be like pulling the books around it as well.
Huh. So I'm going to try to maybe like tilt it, push it in, now like kind of wiggle it around, kind of fidget with it to see if I can get it to do what it's supposed to do.
Okay. So you can see that after fiddling with it, it doesn't feel, well, it does feel, but it doesn't appear to be a real book at all. Instead, it seems to be attached to like a wooden board that runs along a part of the back of this bookcase. That's why when you're pulling it, it's like it's pushing the other books off, so it's hard to pull off. If you pulled that book out, it would take all the rest of the books with it and dump them onto the floor.
Oh. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to try that.
You're
Try to
dumping
pull-
the books around.
Yeah,
You're
maybe just
pulling?
set them down. If I have time, try to stack them up in a way that it's like easy to put them back in.
Okay. So you're taking the books that are around it off the shelf first? Or are you just pulling? Okay. So as you do that, you start to notice that this board that is attached to this one book that seems to be just beneath eye level, maybe about chest height, has some words carved into it in Draconic. And
Alright.
you go and you clear the books off until you can see what seems to be the entirety of the message. A string of sentences that reads, "Where the northern coasts meet southern hills, between dwarven mines and elven glades, amidst scorched earth, a single tree bears fruit." In very fine calligraphy carved into the wood of this board.
What the frack? Okay. Just gonna take pause for a moment and really try to take in what I'm reading.
That's what you see here on the board. The book that you are, or the book that you're holding, appears to be like, other than the fact that it doesn't actually have pages, and where the pages would be is just carved and painted wood, it still has like a leather binding and casing that makes it feel like a normal book.
Okay, so I am going to communicate this to the rest of the party that I found something and then I'm gonna let them know that there's an inscription, and I'm gonna read them the inscription
Okay.
to see if it rings a bell, because I'm drawing a blank. I think I found something. There seems to be some sort of bookshelf that's. It seems like maybe a lever, or maybe some sort of contraption, but there's an inscription in Draconic. It seems like a riddle. Where the northern coast meets southern hills, between dwarven mines and elven glades, amid scorched earth, a single tree bears fruit. I'm not sure what that means, but seems like I need this to proceed. I'm not sure if it's wise to continue. At this point, though, there seems to be a lot of commotion downstairs, and I'm not sure how long it's been now, but if Tempest is looking for me and I don't appear, he could become suspicious. You guys with eyes downstairs, let me know if I should proceed or if we should let this go at this point.
Does the book have a title?
Let me check.
Okay. So the fake book?
Yeah, the fake book.
So
Oh, no.
um it does. In the leather on the what would be the front cover if this book was real is it's like a deep red velvet leather with sewn in like a golden thread stitched across the front cover is the title. And it is, again, the title is in Draconic. And it seemed the title for this book that isn't a book seems to be just some sort of like innocuous book about like a sommelier or something like that. Like a guide to wines and such. Just pretty innocuous, pretty...
How fitting.
Yeah. Just seems... something that you would, from what you heard at least, it's just a thing that you wouldn't bat an eye twice at seeing on Nightriver's bookshelf from what you learned about him.
That's just the wine book. What was the title again?
It's... it's... They're just like translated like from Draconic to Common, just something along the lines of like a guide for the sommelier or something like that.
Yeah, okay. It's a guide for the sommelier. Nothing that would arouse suspicion or even give us a clue to the riddle. At least I think it's a riddle.
Alright, so committing the few sentences to memory. You putting the books back as you found them?
Yeah, I'll probably do that for now. Just to prepare to like leave things as they were. I would try to put things back as I found them. Like
Okay.
that's why I wanted to stack them up neatly so I could put them back in the correct order. Because
Yeah.
I don't want it to look out of place. And I don't know if with that I should leave or stay or try to figure out the riddle and tackle it again once I do.
You have about 15 minutes
On my
left
invisible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be okay as long as I don't have to recast it in the middle of someone in front of me or something. But okay. Mm, I would again try to reach out to people through the bracelet. And then just say, I'm not sure what this means, or why it's on the back of a bookshelf. I'm not sure if it's a place that we have to go to, or if it's just something I have to solve to move forward with whatever this is. I'm gonna try to also read it aloud in Draconic. See if that does anything.
So you read it aloud in Draconic and wait a moment. Nothing seems to react.
And I would try to look around the room to see if there's anything that looks like I would be looking around the room just to see if there's something that could look like it, maybe like paintings or something, but then maybe come to the realization if I don't find anything that there was paintings outside and there was maybe the paintings pointed to where we needed to go.
So, looking around the room, nothing jumps out to you immediately. Depends on how much time you want to spend here, but if you want, you can head out and look at those paintings. It's up to you.
How much time would it take to just go back out and maybe glance at some of the? How many paintings did it pass? Just the one?
You passed a few, but there were only a couple that were of these landscapes. A lot of them were portraits of people. Nightriver himself, his family, maybe other important individuals or other pieces. There were very few just landscape portraits. A lot of them were images of people.
Okay. Jeez. Okay.
So, what do you do?
Okay, and then there's nothing that jumps out that seems like it's a clue to what it was. No randomly scorched trees that are bearing, or scorched earth that with a tree swinging from
you left the room and started.
Oh, not yet. I
Oh.
also looked around the room. There was nothing. You said that there was nothing in the room that seemed
Nothing that immediately connects to the sentences that you read. No.
Okay. So then I'm going to ask one more time before I make my decision to continue to stay down there. I need your input. Do I stay or do I go? I think I may have been out of view for far too long at this point, and I'm not trying to look suspicious. If I do already, try to hopefully recover. So do I have more time, or do we cut our losses and tackle this another day?
Is Tempest back?
Not yet. You don't know when he'll be coming back or what he'll be doing when he does. The guard that was posted at the stairs does return, however, and he looks around and then towards you, Donanda and Elevorn. Are you still on the floor, Elevorn? You just hanging out there? That's your home now?
Florlaborn.
Floor, Elevorn? All right.
No.
I guess if I could get the guard's attention. Something wrong?
Like, it's you again. Hello. No, I was just looking for Advisor Tempest. You didn't happen to see where he may have went.
He seemed to have a bit of an accident and kind of stepped away to clean himself up.
Oh, all right. Very well. Thank you.
And could I possibly help you instead in some form or way?
Oh, no, I did not need anything from him. He just requested to venture upstairs, and, well, I sought Advisor Nightriver's permissions before allowing him to do so. As, well, you can see this, the upstairs is not a place for guests tonight.
All the while, he's kind of going from you, but like you could see him glancing and becoming enraptured by Era's storytelling and the illusory image of Brilgurn that is still taking up the space above the partygoers' heads.
Hey, wait a minute. Did I ever actually push or pull the book when all the other books were out?
I don't know. Did you?
Oh, I was going to, but then
Alright.
we got stuck on the
So
words.
it doesn't seem like it's attached to anything other than this board. It does seem just like that's it. It's
Okay.
nothing, no crazy mechanism, just that.
Okay. Oh, okay, so I will continue to be hidden while Durand does his stuff to correct time.
Alright.
I thought no one was really allowed upstairs. Could I take a look upstairs?
I would have to. That would be something to directly ask Advisor Nightriver on. The only reason why I entertained it was because it was a request from
Advisor Tempest. Unfortunately, I apologize.
That's fine. I was just curious.
Believe me, there's nothing out there as entertaining or interesting as what the show your friend is putting on right now.
Oh, I'll bet.
About 10 minutes left on invisibility. Era, you are coming to the end of your tale. Embellishments and all, there's only so much you can cram into this story. So far, though, you've held a captive audience. All of the oohs, ahs, gasps, cheers in the right places.
Era's actually getting frustrated that she has not seen anyone from her group in a while, and she's just like, she's panicking. So as she's telling the story, she's getting more frustrated, but it kind of sounds like it was like a part of the storytelling, I suppose. She kind of touches the bracelet, and she's like, you know, at some point, Brilgrim I wasn't able to see anyone, so I wonder where everyone was for a moment. And then all of a sudden, I decided to cast Fireball.
Of course you did!
Yes. Then I let go of the bracelet as I said that.
I was like,
With equal
guys,
frustration.
Fireball.
We are literally in the same room.
She looks around, glaring.
I'll
Well,
take this
she's
next
got a
move.
huge crowd around. Yeah. You heading back down, Astalos?
I'm going
Or
through.
no?
Yeah, I'm heading back down by stepping down through the window while still invisible.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going where I came. Oh wait, hold on. But before I do, I'll make sure that I leave the door exactly how it was, which was barely open,
Yep.
but
So
not.
tell me all of the
closed.
things that you do prior to leaving, please.
Oh, I think I already put the books back in their place.
Yep.
I don't know how to fix the statues. At all. I don't know how to fix the statues at all, but I'll just try to do that really quick and
How?
then.
What do you mean? You don't.
Oh no,
gloss over-
not the fixed statue part.
Oh,
Just
okay. The door. So books and door.
yeah, because I don't really know. I mean, I would try to click on the statue again really quick. I guess just step on
Okay.
it or whatever and see what happens.
Sure.
if
So the place that you pressed down before.
yeah, press it again.
Okay. You hear another sort of clicking sound coming from the opposite statue, and the same kind of grinding and then clicking sound.
And then take a look at it again.
It's now the head slightly. Now it's looking straight on with the viewer.
Oh damn. Okay, so it was something. Okay. All right, then I will. I think that's hopefully everything, and I will. Yeah, I'll do what I said. I'll try to Misty step down
Okay.
from the
So
window.
from the window, you can see that there are a couple servants. Most of the partygoers, if not all of them, have made their way into the house to witness the telling of the tale as told by Era. So other than the servants that are maintaining the drinks and food and their positions, there's no one else there. You missed stepping down?
Yeah, while I still have like sub 10 minutes of invisibility or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, then looking for a place to remove the invisible and like blend back into the crowd.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that.
Oh.
The because the spell ends once you cast the spell. So
Oh. Okay.
suddenly coming into view of a couple of these servants. Mr. Astalos, where did you come from? She nearly dropped a drink. They had to go and reach and catch it. It spilled a little bit of the drink on the ground, but they saved the glass itself from falling.
My apologies. I'm so sorry to startle you. I just needed to get away for a moment, and without thinking, I was suddenly here. It just looks like I just guess my magic got the best of me. But I'm sorry to startle you. I'll be on my way.
And you walk away. Okay. And you head inside. Before Astalos returns to the group, Tempest returns. Astalos, you heading back towards, Durand and Elevorn and everybody else?
I would probably just go towards, try to make my way towards Era at this point.
Era's in the middle of the crowd. You want to move your way through the crowd and become part of the story, or what?
Yes.
I
want to seem like I was busy the whole time.
Gotcha. So, give me 1 second.
While this is going on, if Elevorn's
Yes.
not up, could she just kind of be randomly walking around making little puffs of snow fall from the area with like
Sure.
tradecraft? Like, it was snowy. It was so cold.
Just interpretive
like
dance.
making little bits of snow.
It was so cool. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. So, Durand, you still by the stairs as Elephorn ventures off to add the ambiance to the story. Advisor Tempest walks up to the stairs. The guard. There you are, Advisor Tempest. Advisor Nightriver gave permission, if you wish, to head upstairs, though he trusts that you will explain the necessity later. No worries there, though. Thank you, and I am sorry for wasting your time. I realize now that I did not truly have a reason to head up. I apologize. And then he takes a gold coin out, and for your troubles and for taking care of me. Thank you. Durand, you're right there as he does, and he looks like through a wall, it seems, behind you, and speaks to you, Durand, as he's not making eye contact, but instead his eyes seem to be following something. And tonight it's been curious, interesting, even. Your friends are quite the intriguing group, Durand. And you watch his eyes follow, and you look back and you can see Astalos heading towards Era and Elevorn where they're telling the story.
You could say that again.
Well, I'm going to enjoy the show.
And Tempest joins the crowd to watch as Era continues the story. Astalos, make a performance check for me as you burst through the crowd.
Okay.
I mean, you wanted to become part of the story, right?
Yeah. Alright, let's...
Alright. So Era's already been a storyteller.
yeah.
She's... What's up?
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Era's been telling the story. Era, you catch sight of Astalos making his way through the crowd, so you start to weave the story in such a way as to make for his dramatic entrance to the tale, maneuvering the illusory image of Brilgern into place.
And I rolled a 9.
A 9.
Yeah. All that performance proficiency for nothing.
Did you activate your blade song?
What?
That doesn't give you a performance bonus? Oh, okay.
No. I would. Just being a blade singer gives me performance proficiency.
Yeah, sure it does.
But you wouldn't be able to tell, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
As Era begins to weave the tale of how, after being whittled down slowly but surely by the combined might and stoic bravery of the party, Astalos stepped up, and Astalos, you stumble your way into the center of everybody. Regain your composure, and with, start to spar with this illusory dragon that I hope is not going to try to use its breath weapon on you.
Well, if it did, it wouldn't do anything to me, so it's fine.
Why not?
Because I'm attuned to the heart. So if it's Bilgrim, then it would be an ice breath, right? So I technically wouldn't take damage, I guess. I don't know.
It's psychic damage.
Oh, it's psychic? Oh, I thought it was whatever.
No, it's the chosen type.
Yeah, I thought it was the chosen
really?
type. Yeah.
Yeah, it's chosen type.
Yeah.
But I mean, she didn't have to choose cold.
It just looks like Bilgrim, but it does acid damage.
Yeah, but it's like looks like Brogern does necrotic damage somehow. It's a fire-breathing white dragon.
Yeah, but we're not trying to hit the rest of the party.
Or all of the innocent bystanders behind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That person's not here anymore. Anyways, so, your story wraps up, Era, Astalos, Elavorn. The crowd cheers as Brilgern, or the illusory image of her, falls, and you end the spell. Everyone breaks out into applause of the wonderful spectacle, marvelous, fantastic. Some people leave to discuss the story they had just witnessed. Others approach you and inquire over more details. One such person that approaches is Tempest, who walks right up to you, Astalos. A wonderful showing. Now, you can be honest with me, Astalos. I won't tell. How accurate was all of that?
Well, I would say that it was accurate for the most part. Aside from the fact that maybe Era talked herself up a little more than normal, but apart from that, she sure did quite a lot to contribute to our victory.
That is strange. She doesn't quite seem the type to do something like that. But, do you have a moment to speak? Away from all of this. Just ask a minute of your time, if that is not too much.
Sure.
Wonderful. And he leads you out towards the front garden. So I was speaking with Era earlier in the evening, and, well, you've been a ward of Lord Fang's for some time now, if I am not mistaken.
You are not?
I don't question the man's loyalty to the diarchy. He certainly has been a member of Nightriver's circle for longer than I've been Tempest. He's done nothing to earn my distrust, but there is something unsettling about a man in a mask. Would you agree?
Not really, no. I mean, given his position, and as he's told me before, it's very important that he keeps identity a secret so that we can keep the secrets of this country safe. Given his position in his line of work and working for Nightriver, if they were to find out who he is, they could potentially use that to harm him, harm Nightriver, and our great country.
I suppose there is truth to that, though I suppose I should admire his dedication. There are many that work in the sector that Nightriver governs, but not many willing to go quite as far as Lord Feng is to maintain that protection of information, we'll say. So, that is to be commended, then, I suppose. I take it that means that these safeguards are maintained even round you.
That's correct.
Oh, it's simply a matter of curiosity. I am no enemy of Draconia, nor of Nightriver or Lord Fang himself. I just figured, you saw one of my most proud accomplishments, what we have built to oversee the safety of Metchroma. I do like being able to see things and know things. So it's a simple matter of curiosity. I hope my question didn't offend you.
Not at all. Not. I understand why you would be so curious, given that, as someone that wants to gain as much knowledge as you do, you may not have the knowledge of Lord Feng's identity.
I am.
And Oh, no, I've just got to say, I understand where you're coming from.
I do
used to.
appreciate the understanding.
Yeah, it's it can be quite unsettling at first, but I've been with him for 5 years now, and he hasn't given me any reason to doubt him or doubt that he is dedicated to Draconia.
You know, as it turns out, I don't believe I know the origins of how you came to be a ward of Lord Fangs, but that is of no matter. I have taken up well enough of your time. I do thank you for the answers, and I do hope my questions did not insult. I will leave you to the rest of your evening.
And I hope you have a great evening, and thank you.
He nods and bows slightly and begins to walk away, gets a couple paces, then stops and... I'm sure we will speak again later. After the next one falls,
Of course.
I do hope you find everything okay. As he's walking away.
I'm just gonna stare at him for a moment. Just because, I don't know, that last little bit was a little unsettling. Seemed like he knew a little more than he was letting on.
What? No.
But I wasn't sure, so I didn't want to make it too... I didn't want to think too much into it, but I just kind of just... there's like a little box I'm checking off in my head, like, make sure to keep track of Tempest, or like,
Got it.
yeah, be mindful or worry of Tempest.
Yeah. After some more minutes pass, maybe about another quarter hour, 20 minutes, Nightriver himself comes up to applaud your storytelling, Era. That was quite the show. If I had known you wanted to do something as extravagant as that, you could have had a space set up in the rear garden, but to see the image of Brilgern herself in my home, that was quite something.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have definitely asked, but I knew nothing was.
It is no matter, please, no need to apologize. You have given myself, the people here, something to speak of for some time to come yet. And as it seems like your story has enraptured their imaginations and have sparked a number of side conversations, I do believe, should you wish, this would be a good time for me to be able to give you that tour you had requested earlier this evening.
Absolutely. Shall I gather everyone first? And I kind of look through the crowds and for the people.
By all means, take as much time as you need. I will be around here. And he takes a step back and nods.
I guess I'll start making my way through the crowd, kind of just looking for everyone.
Okay. Elevorn, easy enough to find. She's not too far away from you. Drand is where he had been standing for some time now. Astalos is the last one you find, as he had been outside in the front garden, but within the next 4 or 5 minutes, you all are together near the front door, just outside of it.
Alivorn, are you okay? Your cheeks seem to be red. Did something happen?
What? Your cheeks are red.
That's a fact.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
What color does Era blush?
Purple.
Purple? Okay.
And we're all hearing Elevor.
You guys are all right there, yeah.
We're all there together now.
Yep.
Aslos, your trip to the bathroom was rather long. Oh,
I don't even want to talk about it. Quite the horrendous experience. But I'm glad that everyone's having fun, it seems.
I found the juice. It was in a big bowl. Mm-hmm.
Probably more than juice then.
I feel like we all need a little juice right about now.
Yes, it is so good. And I grab hands and start heading towards it.
Okay.
Leading to it.
Alright. Elevorn leads you through the house, towards the rear garden, towards the juice.
Did you guys hear all of my storytelling? I was as accurate as I could possibly be.
You couldn't even make it through that sentence.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how it happened.
I know, you were there.
Yeah.
Quite the dragon slayer. Although,
Ugh, I don't know if I could get used to Dragon's Lair. Sorry, you were saying?
oh no, just saying I didn't hear the story, but I just
Not even from the
assumed.
bathroom.
No, not even from the bathroom.
So you guys get out to the rear garden, which is starting to, again, start to fill up with people. You get in a short line, as seems other people wish to partake of this juice. You get 4 of the flute glasses full of this sort of cherry lime, very sweet, sugary drink that is that pretty much masks any liquor content that is inside of it, but there most certainly is liquor within. You each get a glass of juice. Elavorn, you have your juice.
How many juices in is she? 3? 4? 5?
It is so good.
Huh. This is really good.
Juice, and she like holds up her glass and she's nodding her head.
I suppose I'll have some juice too. It's about time. More, anyways. Well, how does it taste? And I
It
try.
tastes like a very sweet cherry and lime drink.
It's a little sour. I'll have another.
Sure. Make a constitution check, please.
Poisoned.
Poisoned. Technically, yes.
It's that good kind of poison, though.
Yeah.
11.
11. Yeah, you're poisoned as well. You and
Oh,
Elavorn
snap.
are both poisoned. Maybe not as
Wait, it's
bad
plus
as
2.
Elavorn.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's plus an additional 2.
It's not a saving throw.
Oh, it's not a
Oh,
saving
it's not a
check, okay.
saving throw?
It's a
Wait,
it's a
hold on,
check.
hold on, wait,
It's just a
whoa.
check.
It's the same for you, probably.
Probably. I don't think you're proficient in Constitution saving throws.
It's 10.
Less.
Oh no.
So, I really like this juice, but what are we doing here? I forgot.
I really like this juice, but what are we doing here? The one
We're
who
waiting
brought
for
you
the
to
River
the
of
juice.
Night.
The what now?
Nice.
The River of the River Night. Yeah?
No, I don't want to go in the river.
We don't have to go into the river. Not now. Wait, there's a river here? Where?
You were saying.
Well, it's night.
Uh-huh. Astalos
Elavorn. Have I ever told you the story of how I lost my horn?
No.
Forgot if I did.
I want to know this story.
Well, I look at Duran, I look at Estelos, and then I take Elavorn's arm and I kind of go to the side.
Okay.
While we wait for the River of Nights, you guys can go away for a bit. I'm gonna tell her very important business matter.
Mhm.
You'd understand.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
So you guys go away for a bit. And in your time away, you head back into the house, come across Nightriver, who asks basically what's going on, because you guys were supposed to meet up with him, not the other way around. And so Estelos and Durand, you learn that he's been waiting for Era and the rest of you. But it seems like Era got that mixed up a little bit. Anyways, Era, Elevorn?
Oh, so he mentioned that I'm a dragon slayer, but I didn't always want to be a dragon slayer. In fact, I don't want to be a dragon slayer. I wanted to be a dragon rider, and so I broke my horn.
Wait, back up.
There he is, the River of Night. Hello. Oh, where were you?
He's not out there. You are seeing things.
Oh,
As another random black dragonborn walks by.
I thought he was walking by us. Oops.
No. Durand and Astelos left as you requested and headed back inside to where Nightriver had said that he would wait for you. You guys went out back to get the juice, and then you came up with this story that Nightriver would find you, which was just never the case. You were supposed to gather everyone. Yeah, yes, exactly. It is it is in character. The black dragonborn that you had called out looks at you kind of confused, but hello to you too. Ocean of
Are
Red.
you a dragon rider?
I'm...
Ocean.
What? I am... What?
What?
I'm sorry.
What the?
Dragon rat. No, I don't. That is a thing. I've not heard that except for in stories.
Elevorn! And I look at, and Era looks at her hands. Am I red? I'm just messing with you.
What the?
We should get more juice and then find the others, including.
Excellent. Elevorn now definitely knows how you broke your horn. So you get more juice, and
We drink it, of course.
of course you drink it. Of course you do. And you head back inside. Vision properly blurred. Oh no. Oh no. There's so many Dragonborn. There's so many. There's so many. The colors start to blur. Which one's Durand? Guess you guys have to look for Astelos instead. One of the only non-Dragonborn here. Go ahead and make a perception check with disadvantage, both of you.
3.
3, excellent.
23.
That's with disadvantage? Okay.
Yeah.
Elevorn, your perception, keen as it is, regardless of the amount of juice that you partake in, oddly enough, not for sight in this instance, but your ears perk up as you overhear something. Oh yes, and Duran will be coming to have lunch with my daughter in the near future. I don't mean to brag, but he did seem quite interested.
Lunch? Did she say lunch? With a daughter?
Era, you have no idea what she's talking about. You look over and
Whose daughter?
there's a
I'm going to go
elder
see whose
dragonborn.
daughter.
So you walk over to this middle-aged dragonborn woman who is talking amidst a crowd.
Did you say Durant is having lunch with your daughter?
Oh yes, he is. We
Like a date?
discussed
Oh, well, I didn't put it in such terms, no, but, well, he did seem keen enough as I offered, so.
Durand? Sorry. Excuse me.
I see.
Does-
Okay, this is fine. I walk away.
I chase after Elevord.
I'm not walking very fast. I'm just sort of like still looking for Toronto. Wipe a tear away.
Yeah, you see him. You see him real clear. Maybe for the first time, you see him as clear.
How dare he?
I found him.
Should give him a piece of your juice.
No, it's mine. You can't have it.
So the two
I
of
bet
you
he's not
walk up
eating.
to Durand and Astalos. Or you head in their direction.
I'll wave them on toward us.
Ay, pobrecito.
Era's instigating. Wow, you see that? Look at the way he waves. He waves like that to the daughter too.
Oh, wow. Brady waves that way to all the girls.
No, I thought so too. Back in Empaville.
What do you do in Ambervale?
Everybody likes Toronto.
Flashbacks to Rain Man chalkboard Elevhorn.
That picture is in here somewhere.
All lines lead to Durand.
There were these old ladies when we were sneaking around the Basel home that they were there. Yeah, they haunted. And then there was the one that danced with him at the last party we went to like this. But actually she's marrying Valjean, right? I think that was her, yeah. It's all kind of blurred together right now.
Do you think you went to lunches with all of them?
Did you go to lunches with all of them? That's a lot of
wait, is
lunches.
That's a lot of lunches.
Is this discussion happening right in front of me?
I think there's yeah. Yeah, but they don't know it. They're right in front of you, but they're just oblivious to their surroundings.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Do you think they had sandwiches?
What in the hell are they talking about?
I'm not sure. But I think we've kept Nightriver waiting for a while now.
I'm just
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
like try to shout at them like, "Hello, Earth to Era."
Are
And
you
Elevord.
snapping your
He's
finger?
snapping.
Clap. Not hard. His hand away.
Well, I'm happy that I got your attention. You've been on about a conversation about the round in front of Nightriver for like the past 10 minutes.
Oh, I think we're supposed to meet up with him. Or the other way around?
Yeah,
I don't remember. Oh. Where?
Just
Hello.
just a little bit away. Yeah, you just walk over to him. He's like,
Well, it seems like we're all here. Hello, you seem to be enjoying yourselves. I'm glad. Well, I'm not sure if Era has informed you, but earlier she requested to see a bit of my collection of wines and other fine drink. So if the rest of you are interested, I would be more than happy then to give you a quick tour.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Well, follow me. And he takes you again through the kitchens to that back seeming pantry room that you had briefly seen earlier, Era, and leading to a downward set of stairs that he opens up a large trap door, takes a small candle holder off of a wall-mounted shelf, lights it, and begins to head down. Immediately as you begin to walk down those wooden steps into this wine cellar, the mixture of smells of the wine just hits you, and it's actually a rather pleasant smell. It's very much cooler down here in this wine cellar as you have made your way down like an entire other story. As you get to the bottom, you can see that there are shelves and shelves of drinks, bottles of various shapes, sizes, makes, craftsmanships. And he looks round and nods to you. This is it. This is my collection. I have wines, ciders, whiskeys, liqueurs from all around. There's nary a place in Draconia that produces fine drink that I don't have a sample of some sort from here. And as we briefly touched on before, I am always keen and interested in picking up the odd or unique piece from overseas as well. Though those are much rarer and much more expensive to come across, especially in recent times.
I imagine with everything going on, you haven't really been able to get anything new, right?
No, I've not, and I haven't exactly. It's not been on my list of priorities either. So, the room itself is very open. The only place that there is storage of these bottles is along the outer wall. It's not like there are rows of shelves or anything that cross each other. It's just a very open, very cool room with floor-to-ceiling shelving and bottles all around. Most of them stored horizontally.
Which would you say was the most difficult to obtain?
Well, let's see. It would have to be one. Well, I don't think I could put it at just one. The Elysian wines that I had shared with you, those were not particularly easy to come across, but compared to some others, whether it be just due to their age or their remoteness to Draconia, I would say there are some sylvan sherries that were quite difficult to come across, certainly. Although those I had purchased from another collector here in Draconia, though with the bottle he did share with me its story, so I do appreciate the journey it took to end up here.
Era's like nodding, still obviously tipsy, but listening in or trying to appear as if she's not drunk. It's like, yes, of course, Sylvan. Well, what's the story? We could all use another story, a good story, not our story.
He laughs and walks to the far side of the room, where he looks and seems to be going through like a catalog in his mind, and he takes a bottle out. It's a pretty small bottle, all things considered. Seems to be made of crystal. It's like, it is a drink of elven make. I believe the name itself, the Sylvan Sherry, is just that. It comes from a land I think that you would be more familiar with than I, the Elflands of Jejuant. And this bottle here, this particular craft was, well, from what its previous owner told me and from what we could make out from any sort of engraving on the crystal itself, is nearing 350 years old. And so, the way that it got over here, and even its original owner that I purchased it from was unsure of. It adds to the mystery. The stories told was that it didn't journey here by boat over sea, but instead via the Feywild, exiting from...
I was going to suggest that, actually. Because the Feywild is very wobbly.
While planar travel is not something that is completely foreign, it is certainly complex. Especially with, as you say, the Feywild, as it is not as predictable as other planes of existence. So the fact that it did manage to get from where it was to here is quite the tale, quite the journey. And he puts it back. But while I do appreciate my foreign drinks, I do have the soft spot for fine draconian-made drinks. And everything from either continent, from the north, the south. I have a little taste of Draconia from all over in this room. And he just kind of looks around.
Could we try one?
Certainly. Any particular requests or taste your fancy?
Probably spirit of your explanation and everything. Let's go for something a bit more location based. So maybe something up north.
Something north. Alright. And he walks to the He walks to the wall that is adjacent to these stairs that you had come down. Let's see. Something not too rich, not too exquisite, or too... I do like my fancy drink, but sometimes there is something to be said for a more simple beverage. Though simple certainly does not mean worse. This here is from Draconia's northern coasts, not too far off from Drillheim, a mere few days' journey from it. They make a delicious mead. This is called bronze mead. And he walks to the base of the stairs where there are a few glasses, and he takes some and pours the drink. It looks like this bottle had been opened maybe once before. Pours you each a little sampling of this very dark colored, this very dark orange mead. It is sweet, thick. It is a drink of fermented honey, so it does have a sweetness to it.
What's the story on this one?
Just, I said, I do appreciate drinks from all walks of life. This one is simple. It is not wouldn't be something too uncommon to find in your average tavern up north. But again, simplicity does not take away from the story that it tells and the importance of it. Just as with that fine elvish sherry, it is just a different story. No more or less important, regardless of the humbleness of it.
Of course.
And he puts it back. You look around at the hundreds and hundreds of bottles. Anything else? Are you guys satisfied?
Like to just get closer to like the shelves along maybe, I don't know, the left wall and just like browse through them, just look at the names.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check. You're just browsing through.
Oh, 15.
Okay. So, the wall that you are walking on is the... if you had just come down the stairs, it would be not the wall that you're looking at, but the one to the right of that. And you see this one has a number of Go ahead and make a history check, please. As you see some like names of places, some types of wines, and trying to recall what you have learned either via your studying of the Draconic language and what you know of Draconia. And
25.
25. Okay.
Omega history.
So
My main.
these seem to be of mainly Draconian make. And from places that you see and some things that you pick up on, there are some like small labelings in Draconic etched into the holders of where this wine is. These seem to be from both continents, not just one, but mainly in the southern area. You can see that in some way these drinks are organized by location.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because I was thinking about something before we went down here. Well,
Astalos is still hanging out with everybody else.
I guess. Oh, sorry.
Did you find something interesting, Hedda? Or as you kind of went off on your own?
Just I would reiterate what I do know to him. I guess more so to show off that I have a bit of knowledge in regards to the wines.
Ah. I am surprised that you are that familiar. That is impressive and commendable. But yes, you are correct. Those wines are more from the south, though there is not much in the way of drink from as far south as Frostbreath. Though, I'm not sure at least how much production of such things goes on that barren island.
I noticed the way you go about categorizing them is by location, right? What about years or when they were obtained? Something like that?
For the most part, yes. To keep a track of everything, at first I try to organize them mainly via location, but that tends to be more strictly for the Draconian made drinks, as others from more distant lands are a bit more difficult to categorize as such. But within that, it is via the type of drink and then by age, yes.
What would be considered the oldest drink that you have? Did I already ask?
I think you asked for like the rarest. I don't think you asked for the oldest.
The rarest I did.
Well, that is a matter that is up for debate, actually. We do have a number of bottles that are unmarked, dating back before times that they had been dated. I've had a number of experts myself. I am a collector, but no true expert of this area. Back in more peaceful times, I had a number of historians and scholars come and try to date them, and it was, well, one that I showed you seem to be amongst the oldest that were dated. However, amongst undated ones, there were... He seems like he's starting to think. A couple from the mountains of what used to be Chroma, the other island, the wing. And a foreign ale, a stout that the only thing that we could make out was a few faded dwarven characters. Certainly not the most appealing of containers, but, well, as I do not wish to sound ignorant, but my knowledge of dwarves is they very much favor their function over form.
I don't know too many myself. Although, probably for similar reasons.
I could talk all night on the subject of these drinks here, but I do not wish to bore you.
It hasn't been boring at all. Very educational and very interesting.
And I'll probably walk up to just make sure that, yeah, very interesting indeed. Oh, I just wanted to say, because I've been thinking since we went down into the cellar, into the wine cellar, that, and it's becoming apparent, I guess I'm hearing some of the conversation, but that these drinks are being organized by location, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that the book title in the room was a guide for the sommelier, and that maybe it's pointing to a location within the wine cellar, between the northern coast meets the southern hills, between northern mines and elven glades, amid scorched earth a single tree bears fruit. And then, a tree bears fruit. Well, wine is usually made from fruit, like grapes. So maybe it's referring to a location in the wine cellar. But I may be going down a rabbit hole that leads to nowhere. But I just thought I'd mention it. Why your blank stare is
I'm just waiting. Okay. I
probably would want to look around to see if I find something that matches that line, that description.
Sure. Are you going around pulling bottles off the shelves, or?
I mean, I would just be reading.
All right.
Around.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Oh man. That is a 13.
13. Going around. Understanding Draconic, you do see where Era had been pointing out the drinks that had primarily come from the southern edge of Draconia, where you note the location and remember where advisor Nightriver had taken out that mead that he had claimed was from the northern coast of Draconia. And you can see that those areas do begin to converge. One of them does run into where you remember him taking that small crystal bottle of alcohol. Beyond that, walking on, not trying to linger too much in one area to maybe avoid, or not trying to linger too much on one area. You come across a section of the wall that appears to be a lot of various whiskeys and cinnamon drinks. A number of what seems to be like cactus fruit and prickly pear liqueurs and other kind of strange, unique drinks as such. And then beyond that is where you kind of run into Era heading the other way, where she had seen the drinks from the southern side. Is there anything that you're looking for in particular? I mean, I can answer any questions that you all might have.
I'm just trying to take it all in. This is quite a marvelous collection you have.
It is by no means the largest in Draconia, not even close, but it is a simple hobby of mine. One that, well, I hope that we can work together so that we can all get back to doing what we enjoy doing rather than what needs doing. But, speaking of what needs doing, I do believe that as the host of this occasion and the honored esteemed guests, we may have be encroaching upon being absent for a bit too long.
Right. If we stay down here any longer, we might just lose track of time.
So, what are you guys doing?
Is what was it, the Sylvan, it's just a bottle, right? One bottle? Singular bottle?
Of that type? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, could I read it?
You
I
want
can't
to
read
pull the
Syl.
bottle up?
With permission, may I?
Just do be careful, please.
I'll hold the bottle and,
Okay.
try to read or look at the letters. I don't know if it's in something I can understand, but...
Do you speak Elvish?
No!
Then no.
Elevorn, come here.
It's something that you...
Yes.
great.
What?
The two drunk girls and holding the delicate, expensive, priceless bottle of what could go wrong.
I think this is in a different I can't read it. Can you read it?
Yes. No, I don't. Maybe. Let me see.
Not draconic.
Alright. So you read it, the engraving into the crystal, Elevorn. The brand or name is Cherish, and it is Cherish Sylvan Sherry.
Oh, it is called Cherish.
Cherry.
Sylvan Sherry. Whatever
It
that
tastes
is.
like cherries.
You haven't tried it, but okay.
I'm asking. Does it taste like cherries?
Oh, wasn't there something from the dwarven place too? The mead? No, the mead was from.
Everywhere.
It's very popular.
You've been to the
Elevorn
Feywild, right?
just
Have you ever
smiling.
had wine from the Feywild while you were there, Elevorn?
Yes. Probably. It was a while ago. I drank a lot of things. Probably some of it was wine.
I'm going to carefully put back.
Okay. Alright, so what are you guys doing?
Astalos, there is. Says you wanted wine here. And there's dwarven stuff, right?
Oh. Right, there's dwarven stuff.
I can't remember what it was called. I'm sorry.
Is there anything in the room that isn't wine? Like,
There's plenty of stuff that isn't wine, yes.
not like a table or chairs, I mean, like.
No. There is the shelf that the glasses were on, but for the most part, this is fairly empty. There is a chair in one of the corners away from the shelves, and what seems to be a small, 2-3 step ladder for getting to higher up places, and bottles.
Only one entrance?
Only one entrance, yes, as far as you can see.
Huh. Tough.
Oh, right, the Rond. I mean, yes. Nightriver is correct. We might have been gone for too long. And I am just reaching into my back of holding, looking for something. I was like, I had something for you, Durand. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
So I'm going to take out a potato and the ball bearing.
Okay.
What?
But the ball bearing I'm trying to do discreetly.
Okay. So you take out a potato and trying to discreetly take out a ball bearing as well. Can you make a sleight of hand check, please?
Yes. That's an 18.
18? Okay.
I just kind of want to roll it, onto the floor, somewhere, not, just drop it and maybe with my foot or turn around, and be like, this is for your lunch.
What? Oh, you're taking the potato out, hitting him. This is for your lunch. And you're dropping the ball bearing where?
Like you said, there were stairs or whatever, I was just.
That's the way you came down, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to, I don't know if the stairs are open. I'm just trying to, drop a ball bearing in the room here. Just a tiny, insignificant, stupid little ball bearing. It doesn't matter at all. Don't worry about it.
Okay. It's gonna make noise. Oh, you're trying to yell over the noise it makes?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now, Astalos and Era are kind of away from you, Nightriver, and Durand. Though still within sight of Nightriver and the two of you. So, you take out the ball bearing, you drop it as you shout over it and hand Durand the potato, letting him know that this is for your lunch.
I hope it is good. And then I just start to head up the stairs. I just like slap it into his hand.
Okay, slap the potato into his hand. Yep.
I feel like I did something wrong.
Elevon, you're heading upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a moment where this display does take Nightriver's gaze away from where he would be able to be expressly looking towards Era and Astalos, and instead watches as confusedly, kind of, as Elevon heads up the stairs. Astalos, could you make an investigation check for me?
Yeah. Okay. That is a 19.
19. So, examining the section with the whiskey. You see a few cinnamon drinks. You see some stuff made from, like I said, like the cactus fruit and the prickly pear liqueur, and what some might see as stuff with more earthy flavors. And very quickly scanning, you see something that seems just slightly out of place. You see a number of cinnamon drinks, cinnamon whiskeys, liqueurs, these earthy drinks, and a cider.
Mm.
You see on the cork, on the cap of this cider, it seems to be designed, decorated, painted with this sort of golden, well, the cork itself, the face of it, is painted with this deep green, and it has this little symbol, this little icon of a tree, a golden tree. Looking at the bottle real quick, it looks like a normal glass bottle of cider with a parchment or paper label wrapped around it. A number of these wines and such have similar things. Some of them, though, just the glass bottle. So you were looking and searching for this while Elevon was bringing out the ball bearing and potato, and you see this bottle with the golden tree logo on it as you hear Elevon climbing the stairs.
Nope, we're going to slip, kind of intentionally.
So, climbing up the stairs, Elevon, you can see Astalos come to a specific thing, and he's looking at the bottle. He's glancing slightly like over his shoulder, looking towards Nightriver. Can you please make either a performance or a deception check, Elevon? Astalos, what are you doing?
Ah.
I don't want you to tell me the result until Astalos tells me what he's doing.
So I'm looking at the bottle. Did I pick up the bottle?
You did not.
I did not pick up the bottle. Okay. I'm going to try to pick up the bottle and examine it. I'm gonna try to see what happens when I pick it up. Well, just take
Okay.
it out. Yeah.
Are you doing so sneakily or just grabbing a bottle off the shelf?
I mean, I think I would just grab it, just because, I mean, we're there, we're all looking at stuff, taking stuff out. I don't want to try to seem suspicious.
No one else is taking stuff out.
I'll
Oh,
grab
wow.
another bottle out.
I thought
You all are just going through it. No, she asked for his express permission before.
Oh,
She's like,
okay.
may I take it out? You guys aren't just
Oh.
running around his wine cellar of collection of drinks just be like, ah, what's this?
Oh God. Okay. Okay. I guess I will try to take it out somewhat sneakily. I don't know. Just be
Okay.
careful with it.
Make
Could
a
I-
sleight of hand check. What's up?
Could I argue that? So I don't know what the hell is going on, but I would
Obviously.
want to help Elevorn. Could I help
Uh-huh.
her in any form of way with whatever check she's making?
Okay, so she is slipping right now. You're not 100% sure what's going on, if it even is an act or a distraction, which it seems to be. But how would you aid in this distraction/deception? What would Duranda do?
I mean, keeping up with the act. Although I don't know it's an act.
Well, that's
So,
the thing.
like, she's
I don't think
falling.
it is an act. I think the teleport
she's-
is actually drunk, because that's a natural one.
Oh god.
I think she's actually gonna fall down the stairs or something.
Okay. And I guess could I argue that Arrow would be helping make this stuff check?
How?
I don't know.
What are you guys doing? What is this coordinated heist of fuckery that's going on right now? Why? Did you roll that shit on your sleight of hand check?
I haven't rolled.
Okay.
But I actually rolled a 20.
Jeez, you don't need me to goddamn.
Durand, could you make a dexterity check for me, please? As noticing as
absolutely
Elevorn begins
can.
to slip, you rush to her aid.
Dexterity check.
Yep.
Oh, wonderful.
What's that?
Oh no!
4.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a 1 and a 4 going on the stairs. All right. So this is what happens. Elevorn, you begin to head up the stairs. You notice that Astalos is taking a keen interest in one part of this room. Astalos, you are looking back, waiting for a time. You want to examine this bottle closely. It seems out of place with how Nightriver had described the layout of how the room itself is organized. Elevorn, climbing up the stairs, you think to yourself, oh, I have to help him. And as you are thinking of how you can help Astalos, you take your eyes off of the stairs, which, you know, you kind of have to watch yourself going up the stairs because you have like 3 legs and you don't know where to place them at this point in time.
There's
Vision is so
stairs.
blurry.
The
Yeah,
snary
the stairs. You
are
you
sneaky buggers, right?
totally miss one of the stairs and just, whoa, fall forward. Durand, you see this and rush to her aid, but she is already tumbling down the stairs. You get there either too early, too late, but the time it wrong, and Elevorn tumbles down the stairs, cuts you off at the knees, and you also fall over her, and the two of you tumble down a few stairs into Nightriver. Like, whoa, are you all right? What? Hold on. Ah! And the three of you are, you knock him back, and he ends up falling as well. The three of you are on the ground. Astalos, during this time, you have taken the bottle, and you notice that the label on the bottle seems to be peeling, coming off a little bit on one of the corners. You hear, oh, Elevon, are you all right? Hold on, let me.
I'm so sorry. I'm
Not.
dizzy. The room is moving. Your juice is too good, sir.
It's quite all right. If this was going to happen, at least it happened out of the view of everyone else, eh? Now let's get up now, if you can. What are you doing,
like,
Astalos?
Trying to dust him off.
So you're like up in front of his face, trying to dust him off. All right.
I would have tried to peel back the label. You said it was peeling off, right?
It seems like a corner has been peeled off, yep. And you start to like sort of peel it off, and you notice that there's another label underneath it.
What?
The one on top, it seems like there's a label for this cider, which is labeled as Golden Apple Cider. It has the same sort of tree emblem on the front, but as you peel it off, it seems like this is a false label that had been placed over the original one, which is below.
Oh, what does it say below?
Below, it's the same type of thing, but it is a bit smaller, and it seems more secure to the bottle itself.
Okay.
It seems like Nightriver is recovering. He's like, no, I'm quite all right. Please allow me up. We should really be heading back upstairs now, lest our commotion draw attention. Astalos removing it, you can see that there is some sort of writing on the back of this false label. You take that, pocket it, put the bottle back, and respond to, well, Elevorn and Durand taking a tumble.
Oh God! What's?
It's quite all right. Elevorn just lost her footing, but I do think that it is about time that we return to the party.
At this point, I put the bottle back, right?
Yeah, you had
read
put the
the
bottle
mystery. I saw the mystery writing, and then I put the bottle back.
Did you want to just kind of glance at the writing? There was a lot of writing, or did you want to take the false label with you?
Oh. I'm taking the label.
Alright, so you took the false label with you, you peeled it off, it came off fairly easily, you restashed the bottle, and the four of you and Nightriver, after he got up, dusted himself off, adjusted his coat, and made sure that Elevorn and Durand, you guys were okay. Gestured for you all to head up the stairs and followed behind, closing the cellar as he did. You get to a place where you have a bit of privacy. Out in the front garden. Astalos, you can share with the others that you found something, and you all, for the first time, look at the back of this false label. And you see what looks like a table, sort of like a log or ledger, a very simple table that denotes the names Names such as Regalver, Mamelin, Jinkatarl, Hovasil, and Drimtalon. Next to them, types, metallic scale types, dominions that they hold, locations of lairs known or otherwise, and status. Some confirmed deceased, some presumed alive, some confirmed alive. And that's what you find.
Holy crap! And everybody's seeing this?
You guys are all looking over it together. Yes, it is written in Draconic.
Okay.
So I guess it would just be Elevon that couldn't make out every single word. Although you had learned a little bit of Draconic here and there from Durand, although I don't know how much you would be able to make out junk.
I am seeing 3 of this. What is this?
So,
Wait, is this bad? Nobody is laughing.
It's a bit of unsettling information.
It's the names of the metallic dragons. Lair locations. Some of them confirmed deceased, some of them not.
Wait, is it accurate? I mean, how would we... Wait, that's bad, right?
I'm not sure yet.
How could it be good to write down... This is dangerous.
I'm not sure we should have this information, but I didn't feel like I had much choice.
Well, we have the confirmations of the dragons. And I think it's accurate because Drimtalon is alive.
yeah, next to Drim Talon
Yep.
status is confirmed alive with an asterisk.
I mean, what do we even do with this? Do we go visiting? Do we, like... Do we...
Could I? Is it like? Does it? The piece of paper even? So is it a part of the fake label or like behind it, right? Or is it like
It's
a?
written
Was
on
it a
the
piece of
back side
paper?
of the fake label.
Hmm.
Uh,
Can you get Lord Vang here to show him everything? Or, like, I don't know how to do this.
I'm
I
not-
still don't trust him. Sorry.
Wow.
Well,
It's not that I don't trust him, but for now I feel like we have to keep this to ourselves just for a little longer.
I'm worried a little longer will be too late, you know?
What the? What was that? Did no one hear a ah?
I heard that.
It was probably Dune. He tends to do that.
Durand,
He's
what's your opinion on this?
I was like, wait a minute. Wait, what's
What?
I don't know what's
Probably out there.
happening.
Playing other games, having lunch with other girls.
That's right. Fixing somebody's diabetes monitor thingy.
Fixing my own mic.
Ah, okay.
What the hell?
It's alright.
So I learned that my gray dice is cursed, and my blue one isn't. Yeah, all the bad rolls were from the other dice.
There you go.
Cursed dice.
You can make
So-
a little paper cone hat for it and put it in the corner.
Yeah, there you go.
Bad
Dunce
dice.
dice. Bad dice. Alright, so with this information uncovered, that Advisor Nightriver, or someone within his home and access to these places within, is keeping tabs, keeping information on the ancient metallic dragons, their lair locations, and whether or not they still live. What that means as far as your mission here, your work to uncover potential moles with Lord Fang. Well, that's up to you guys to determine how to go forward with this newfound information. You'll have a little while to think on it, because we'll pick up here next time.
When?
Alright. You guys got there in the end.
Yeah. I don't know if that's exactly how you were supposed to lay it out or not, but that's...
The end with the wine cellar, yes. The entirety of everything with that room, no. 0 of that was planned. The statues, the book thing, the everything except for the sort of riddle thing. The riddle thing was planned, nothing else was.
Oh shit. God damn. Although we hear
I was like,
conspiracy
you know what,
theory.
you're over there you're like, there are statues. You want to examine the statues? Okay, fine. Now the statues do something. All right, sure.
I tried my best.
I did my best. I tried my best.
I mean, I picked up that your statue was pointing somewhere else, and maybe that led me to the bullshit with the book. Even though it would have, I don't know, it was, yeah.
I was like, should I try to weave something that leads back to the paintings or not? Or, I don't know. I was ready for y'all to just be like, all right, cool drinks here. Let's go back to the party. Nope, there's nothing weird. I would have let you too if you did. I would have absolutely let you.
I know you would have. Then you would have told us like 3 months later, like, you know, that's one piece of information you could have gotten here. Like, no. Oh man. Pretty good stuff.
You did it. Finally, a puzzle that didn't take... At least I didn't throw... That's why it was like a cellar and not like a door. That way we didn't get stuck for 8 hours.
In the door.
But that's why it's like a good thing that the door was already open, because otherwise, ooh, oh boy. Oh man, a locked door. Astalos can't beat that.
I really can't. I have no thieves' tools.
You don't have the knock spell? Come on.
I definitely do not have the knock spell.
Fireball, dude.
I was thinking about it too. I was, as you were telling me locked door, I'm like internally, I was screaming like, fuck! I don't have knock!
Well, like mage hand might work too. You could look through the keyhole.
Look through the keyhole and
Separate
mage
the
hand from
mage
the
hand
other
on the other
side.
Yeah. Oh man. If I look
Climb
through the
up from the
keyhole
outside.
and I can see it, then technically I can Misty step through the.
There you go. Alright, so this is what you do. You go out invisible. You climb up to the roof from the outside. You go and you jump off the roof, and as you're falling, you see inside the room, and you misty step inside the room at that point. Boom.
That'd be really cool. I don't know if that's possible, but that'd be really cool.
All right, so there you go. You guys got that, and certainly it doesn't mean anything, and everything can continue as normal.
Yeah, of course.
Good night.
Good night.